Hi, thank you very much for continuing to watch our video. So in the second session, I would like to explain about data-driven decision making. So let's start from a very simple example. I will try to use my uh, pointer to draw something here. So let's see whether I can work with this. Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's suppose that you have a very small company, like a startup or something like that, and you have to record the attendance data of your staff. So, for example, okay, let's see whether this is the registration number of the staff. For example, 1103 is your first staff, 1142 second staff, 1156, etc. And then this is the date of entering the office, and this is the attendance time, and this is departures or leaving the office. So it's just, like suppose that you have this data, and of course, this is a typical raw data. You can get this from your attendance machines, and all of this data is, of course, this is useful for you to check day by day attendance. But if you want to know the pattern, you have to convert this data into informations, and later on we can get knowledge from this data. So let's see what happened in the next sections. Okay, so yes, I have to remove this one. Okay, so after you convert the data to informations, you can get the accumulations of monthly attendance, for example, for all staffs. For example, your first staff active in 22 days, he or she has no leave, whether it's regular leave or it's incidental leave or off. And then your second staff, you found out that like you have only 18 days active, and he or she got 2 days off here, for example. And then the third staff, surprisingly, he or she got only 10 days active, etc. So you can get the whole, like the whole statistics, like from all of your staff. But I think this is not enough. If you want to convert these informations into knowledge, then you have to understand the patterns, and it's better to know, for example, you can see the weekly habits of the staff attendance. For example, in the Monday, you see that a lot of staffs were coming late. See, you found out 7 staff they came late to your office, and then like you had like a 3 or only 1 incidental leave. In Tuesday, there was no problem. Wednesday, only 1 staff came late. Thursday, you had no problem. But in Friday, see, it's awful. Like you have a 5 staff came late, and then 8 out of them leaving office earlier, and then you have a regular leave of 4, incidental leave 2. So it's what happens with this knowledge. So if you can summarize the data into knowledge, then you can create a very wise decisions in order to overcome this problem. So for example, to deal with this problem, you try to focus on effectivity of working. For example, you can reschedule the working hours on Monday and Friday. So you keep the core working time like 8 hours per day, but like office on Monday starts at 10 to to anticipate some people that are coming late. So just open the office open the office at 10 o'clock, and then and in Friday on Friday you can finish this at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and then the rest of the working hours can be compensated in the in the other days. So this is a typical like a use case or a study case, how you can create a wise decision from a raw data. So you get the raw data from the attendance machines, like a fingerprint machines, and then you get the information, the statistics of each stuff. You know the knowledge, the patterns of your of the staff in the working hours, and then you can try to understand how can you deal with this problem and how you can create the decision. This is a very rough, very simple example of how you can leverage data to create a good decision for your business. And in this case, we call this data-driven decision making. So it's quite useful. For example, if you have a very large inventories and you have very large data sources, you can get a lot of data from papers, files, like attendance machines, like a fingerprint machines, and you have to employ specialized persons to manage those kind of data, like a database administrator. But in terms of finding the pattern, in terms of finding the hidden knowledge inside the data, you need to be more, like a tech savvy, and you have to, you have to differentiate between the database administrator and the person who will analyze the data, like a data scientist. So here the data scientist will play his role here, like using machine learning and statistics to discover the hidden information inside data. And then after that, they can try to contribute the information that they can reveal from the data to support you or to support all of stakeholders to create better decisions in the business. Okay, so perhaps you are wondering now whether really data-driven decision-making affect the firm performance. If you are still doubt about this matter, then you can check this paper. So it's strength in numbers. So how does data-driven decision-making affect firm performance? So it's published by a professor. It's a quite popular a professor of MIT. So you can read this paper and you can make sure that the data-driven decision-making will increase output and productivity 5 to 6% higher from those other companies that didn't employ the data-driven decision making. Okay, so I guess this is the end of second sessions about the like a very simple explanation about data-driven decision making, and I will continue this lecture in the third sessions. I will try to explain what is the case study of data science life cycle. What is the step-by-step to employ the data science. Thank you very much and see you in the third session.